Hi friends, Mindy here. I have a flip through for you today. This is my completed journal for Authentic Faith from Bythewell4god. I will put in the description the link to the playlist for all the videos in this series. There are just a few. I have a couple setting up the journal and then a couple process videos. One of those is a Hubby Dubs. So if you haven't seen those, you can check it out from the playlist. And I'm just going to go through here and show you kind of what I did. It's a very mixed media feel this month and I was really loving it. I don't normally journal the introduction, but I did on this page. So I used one of the ephemera pieces, and this is actually the backer for one of the stencils. And I just have one of the introductory kind of scriptures there just tucked in the front. And then this first page, this is actually a pattern paper. If you saw my setup video, this was kind of folded in here, so I created a pocket. And then this background paper, I just added some things to it to kind of give it a little bit more interest and make it more mine. So I had some of the stamps. I used the collage stamp and just kind of did separate parts. I have some paint and some just mark making kind of in the background. And then I glued this part down to create a pocket on top of this craft paper. You can see my notes are just tucked in there. And then this journaling card flips up because I have all of this scripture, and it was just a little bit too long to get all of that on this one journaling card. So I just finished it out here and then put the little flash card down there at the bottom. So that's just held with that kind of faux washi tape there. This is day 2, and I started out with this pattern paper here, and I added some modeling paste over the top of it through the stencil, and then I kind of blurred out the background with some paint and some ink and different things. And then I have this scripture from Philippians 2:13, and then this is one of the days that had the deli paper on it that had some paint, and I just sort of I folded it over just to give this edge a little bit more stability, and then I glued this down as a pocket. I have a little clip that it's holding all of my notes just because this pocket isn't really strong, so I just have them kind of clipped on there. And then I just did some mark making with some paint pens to try to kind of pull over these polka dots over to this side of this page, and then a couple clear stickers here on the little deli paper. Day 3 is just some more paint. I had a journaling card that I really just kind of left as the focal image over here, and then one of the file folders that has all of my notes tucked in it. I did add a little bit of paint and some stenciling here in the background, and then one of the ephemera pieces, I just added a little bit of color to that with, I believe that was a Neo color crayon that you did that with. This is day 4. This was another page that had some music paper, so I just folded this over to give it a little bit more strength, and then I added some washi to really help secure this as a pocket. And then I have my journaling cards just tucked in here with all of my notes and everything, and then I put a piece of the pattern paper here as well. And then I have the title starter there on the side. I created a little pocket with some of the pattern paper and then more of the scriptures, and then this is just the pattern paper that was with the kit. And then here I just have some of the clear stickers just to kind of pull these mixed media marks all the way through, and then again some washi to do the same thing. Day 5 is actually this page with this little half page. I have a file folder here on the side. This is one of the days that actually has a process video for it if you want to see that. I have this big journaling card here that I'm using as a pocket for these other notes, and then a couple of the ephemera pieces. And I chose this one specifically because it had this big bold 5 on it. I love these new journaling cards from By the Well, and I'm going to be using them a lot. I just love the grungy look of that. And then all my other notes are tucked in this side of this file folder, and then I glued this file folder down as a pocket. So for day 6, it actually functions as a pocket to hold some more notes for that. And then I created this cluster out of these really bold black and white ephemera pieces. And again, this is just that pattern paper that I stamped in the background. I added some white paint and just some mark making in the background just to try to give it a little bit more interest, and then to bring some white into the background as well. And then I have my title starter here again, and then just this big spray here just to kind of indicate that all of this goes together with day 6. Day 7 has another file folder. These are just really convenient for holding all of the notes. And then I use Spelled Out Humility with the tile alphas, that the bigger ones, which I just absolutely love the size of those. And I glued this one down so it's almost a double pocket. So I have some items tucked in the back here, behind, and then I have this one tucked in the front. Again, they just have all my notes and scriptures and everything on there. And then this is actually, this was one of the cards that had some of the fabric attached to it, and I just used that as a little pocket. You can see I have one of the pattern papers here as well. I have some of the stickers. I did some stamping in the background, and then all of my notes and things tuck in this little pocket right here. And then I did add a little bit of fabric just to kind of bring this teal over a little bit more. This was kind of between the two signatures, so I actually took some Tim Holtz collage tissue and just glued this down on this page just so that it wasn't just the craft paper right there. Just gave it a little bit of interest, but I didn't want to have my page kind of split because of this gap right here. So I just moved over to this page for day 8. This is another one that I have a process video for. This is actually the one that has the hubby dubs on it. So this one has some like mixed media background with a lot of paint and stencil, and then I went over with some texture paste through an older stencil from By the Well, and then I have a file folder here with, again, all of my notes tucked in the side here, and then an ephemera piece just to give this little piece a little bit more interest. And you can kind of see the same pattern is kind of poking out from behind here. That's actually part of the pocket for day 9. I have this music paper here. I have one of the journaling cards that I just absolutely love. And again, this was just a beautiful background paper, but I just wanted to have a little bit more interest on it. I wanted to have another kind of layer. And so I just took that same collage stamp and just stamped one little section of it with the little dots just in a few places to kind of bring all of this together. And then I used one of the journaling cards that came in the kit and some more, obviously, of the flashcards with all of the verses written out on the back. Day 10, this was a really simple page. This was another one of those days that had the deli paper that had some of the jelly plate printing on it. And so what I decided to do was take this cute teapot, and I glued these little flowers behind it so it looks like the flowers are coming out of the top. Added a little bit of fabric here, and this functions as a pocket for my flashcards. I just thought that was a lot of fun to give this kind of a little bit of pop of color over here. And then I actually glued this deli paper straight down to this pattern paper underneath, and it kind of gives it a look so you can kind of see the pattern, but it's not kind of right in your face. And then I have my journaling cards tucked in behind this ephemera piece that I just kind of glued down as a tuck spot. And then I just left this edge. I just thought it was fun, the little wrinkle. I just like the texture and all of that in these types of journals. So day 11 is one where I put some washi tape. I have a really wide washi tape, and I did that over some paint in the background, and then I added some other washi tapes kind of down the side, and then I layered that with some paint and some gesso and just a bunch of different kind of painterly layers back there. And then I have a file folder here with one of the ephemera pieces, and then like even this ephemera piece, I don't know if you can tell, but I went in just with a black pen and added some little dots and things just to give it a little bit more interest and to make it my own, and kind of to include some of these kind of mark making things that are like in this file folder here and in some of the background pieces, and just kind of help it be a little bit more cohesive. And then all of my scriptures and notes and stuff fit in that file folder. I do have this glued backwards. I did that on purpose because I wanted this side of this file folder. The other side had more like oranges and stuff on it. And I really wanted this one that had the more teals. So I just glued it on there sort of backwards. And then I used one of the journaling cards over here as actually a pocket to hold these other notes on there. So they're just all tucked in there. There's a lot of notes for day 11 talking about holiness. Day 12, I just created a couple simple pockets. I had some washi that I added down the side. I had, this is another one of those deli papers that I just glued down to this paper kind of behind it. And then I glued this down to create a pocket here. I added a white ephemera piece just to kind of pull your eye across with the different white from the washi tape. And then this piece down here, I added this little typewriter to kind of pull this pink over. And then I have my notes and things here, and you can see the pattern paper that was just part of the journal when I created it. Day 13 had this music paper that was actually cut, you know, when I created the journal, just at an angle, and, you know, it's not perfect, and that's how I like it. So I did add a little bit of like little painty dots in the background to try to bring through some of this orange. This is just one of the file folders. And again, I glued this one down so that it actually functions like a double pocket. So I have the journaling card in the back, and then I have the flashcards with my notes in the front, and then this little journaling card acts as a pocket over here for even more notes. And then again, on the background paper, I just took a Posca paint pen and added some little marks in the background just to kind of make it more mine, you know, paper, and just give it another layer of interest, and to bring through kind of the colors of the orange over there. And then day 14 was a really simple day. There was just a couple verses, and one of them had been mentioned earlier. So I just wanted to add just this one that's talking about the fruit of the Spirit. And so I created a little pocket using the flashcard. I actually wrote the verse out on the back of a journaling card. And then I have another one of the flashcards here. I used some of the clear stickers on this page, and then one of the big washi strips over here. And I just left the music paper because I like the texture of that and just like how that looks. I did add a couple little clear stickers, and that's really it for day 14. And then so I just had this one page left over, and then I did go back and add into my cover some of the pattern paper just to kind of try to bring everything down just a little bit, because, you know, my cover is very busy, and I just felt like this kind of pulled everything together. And then on the front, I have the kit sticker, and, you know, showing that this was done in May of this year. So anyway, that is it for my journal. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. If you liked this video, I would appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And until next time, bye.